Now let's talk about this cylindrical coordinate system. The cylindrical coordinate system also has differential elements of line, which is dl, surface, which is ds, and volume, which is dv. The same as the rectangular coordinate system, the line and surface could be used as either vector or scalar values depending on the application. Let's take a look at what each one is. Right here you can see the XYZ coordinate system, and you can see that we've chosen a little element. This is our element of surface. Right there, our element of volume and our element of line. It begins at phi, and it has a distance d phi right here. This is our delta phi value, or our d phi. The trouble is that doesn't really represent a line. The way we get a line is by multiplying it by r. You can see that this value right here is slightly longer than this value that's in at a closer r value. So the distance that we can show here is r d phi. The distance right here that's represented is dr, and this distance right there is dz. So my elements of length are dr in the r direction, they are r d phi in the phi direction, and it's dz in the z direction. Then we use each of those to define the elements of surface. If we consider this element right here, and we poke a hole in it, the arrow is going to come out in the r direction. It's going to be radially directed. The water would squirt in the radial direction. There's the r direction. So we would take this area, which is this line, which is r d phi, and multiply it by this length, which is dz. Sure thing. There is our elemental surface area right here on the front. Now what would happen if we poked it on the top? Well, the water would squirt up in the positive z direction, and the area of that would be r d phi times dr. So in the z direction, here is r dr d phi. So this is the top. This was let's call this the front, and then let's see where the phi term is. Well, if I poked my surface area right here, the water would come out in the minus phi direction, so it must be the other side. When I poke that one right there, and the water comes out in the plus phi direction. So my phi term is going to have a dz and a dr component right here. That's going to be kind of the back side. So those are the elements of surface that we're going to consider in cylindrical coordinates. Now dv is just dr times r d phi times dz, just as is shown here.